But first, tonight's top story. Tuscaloosa Metro homicide investigators are on the case of a fatal shooting in Tuscaloosa County. Here's what investigators say happened.
The victim attacked his two roommates with a wrench. Again, this is according to authorities. And then the suspect shot him in self-defense. Captain Lloyd Baker with Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide says it happened before 8 this morning in the 3100 block of Foster's Ferry Road. Baker says deputies found a 54-year-old man dead at the scene. Baker says the shooting is unique.
It's an unusual situation where the victim was actually telling his roommates he wanted to be shot. So there's an underlying issue there somewhere. He was actually saying that he wanted him to shoot, and the roommate was unwilling. He said, if I assault you or this other roommate, I bet you'll shoot me, and proceeded to do so.
According to Captain Baker, due to the self-defense issue, the shooter was released. This case will be heard by a grand jury.
Scores of public school employees are considering early retirement because of changes with the Alabama Public Employees Health Insurance Plan, or PHIP. WVUA's Travis Leader shows you why local students may see a different teacher in their classroom next semester.
We have 225 employees that are eligible to retire early or retire on time without receiving a penalty from PHIP.
The rise in retirement costs could force some teachers to retire in the middle of the school year. Verner Elementary School Principal Beth Curtis says this could have a negative impact on younger students.
At elementary school, it is very important that the teacher who starts the first day finishes the last day, because those children need that consistency and that bond with that teacher.
Curtis hopes state legislators in Montgomery will reconvene and allow school employees to finish out the school year.
Now, whether or not they're going to be able to do it that quickly, I do not know, but that is our hope, because it would serve everybody, especially the children, if they could do that.
Meanwhile, the Tuscaloosa County schools are considering alternate ways to make sure kids have the same teachers in January.
If you go out on December 1, it just happens that our shortest month happens to be December in terms of teacher contact time. So if they retired on December 1, they could not work during the month of December, but on January they'll be eligible to serve as a substitute.
County school teachers would make less money, but their retirements would not be touched. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
And Dr. Benson says the changes to PHIP will not only affect school employees, but also a wide array of state agencies. He says this could open up a lot of job opportunities in the public sector.
Alabama's new immigration law went into effect last week, and now some parents with school children are concerned. According to the new law, any child that's enrolled must provide proof of residence, a birth certificate, and proof of legal U.S. status. But this does not apply to students who are already enrolled in school. Once a student has enrolled and school has started, that child remains enrolled, and there are no new procedures or policies. Tuscaloosa County Superintendent Frank Costanzo told us regardless of the law, his school system will continue providing students an education.
All right, now.
Our role and our responsibility is to educate all children regardless. It doesn't make any difference, what nationality they are, what ethnicity they are, that their children come, they're enrolled in our schools, and we're going to provide them the best education that we can as a result.
Costanzo says a small number of students have missed school, but withdrawals in the county have not gone up.
The University of Alabama is gearing up for Homecoming Week, which is now underway, and is kicking things off with Paint the Town Red. Signs of Homecoming Week are popping up in Tuscaloosa, starting with the Paint the Town Red competition, which got underway this afternoon. The competition pairs students with local businesses to paint storefront windows with Alabama slogans and pictures. And the theme of this year's U of A homecoming is "The Tradition Rolls On," in reference to the April 27 tornado. Freshman Samantha Sullivan says even though she was not here during the storm, she's excited to be part of such a sentimental homecoming.
We want to just show the town that this is something more than just painting a window, you know. We want to be like, our organization loves the Tide, and we want to show everyone that it's just a great tradition here.
And the winners of the Paint the Town Red competition will be announced at the end of this week.
Alabama's home team is proud to announce a very special guest will be right here with us for the big homecoming parade. First Lady of Alabama football, Terry Saban, will be here. Saban will join me to co-host our live broadcast of the University of Alabama's homecoming parade. Your home team will show you the parade in its entirety. We'll also show you all the big highlights of the entire homecoming week. Our live coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. this upcoming Saturday. You can watch the UA homecoming parade right here on WVUA with celebrity co-host Terry Saban.
Federal prosecutors have sentenced the former Tuscaloosa County probate conservator to 3 months in prison for failing to report a felony. Prosecutors say 61-year-old Zandra Couto has pleaded guilty and will pay more than $19,000 in restitution. As conservator for Tuscaloosa County, Couto was responsible for the welfare and property of individuals ruled to be incompetent. She's charged with knowing and not reporting to authorities that an employee in her office used a debit card belonging to one of her clients. Couto is to report to prison January the 2nd of 2012.
A major development today in an international story. An American college student accused of killing her British roommate in Italy will go free after 4 years behind bars. Today, a court in Italy agreed to throw out the murder conviction of 24-year-old Amanda Knox and her Italian former boyfriend in the death of Meredith Kircher in 2007. The jury evidently believed Knox's impassioned final statement to the court. Knox was found guilty of defamation against an early suspect in the case who she accused of being the actual killer.